Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to Cash Counter Sports. Today we're gonna be doing a underdog draft here with the fast puppy. This is gonna be a one quarterback, three receivers, two running back, one tight end, and one flex league. Underdog's best platform to be drafting on because this is real money drafts they were doing every day here, and it's on Underdog. And these real drafts for money, but it's best ball, so you don't have to pay attention to every draft every time. So right here, it looks like we're going to have the third pick going into this draft. Let's just wait for it to start on up. I really enjoy doing these underdog drafts because it's just something we can do for fun. Drafting's the best part of the season. You get to draft as much as you want and as much as you want to all throughout the year. So since we're at the 3 pick here, most people would want to take Christian McCaffrey. I think in this format, you want to be leaning towards taking receiver. So when it comes to me, obviously Justin Jefferson's going to be the first guy you want. Jamar Chase, one of those guys. If one of those two fall to me, we are ecstatic completely. But if not, we're going to be perfectly fine here taking Cooper Kupp or Tyreek Hill. Me personally, I would usually go with Cooper Kupp, but I think I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill this time simply because on Underdog, you want to diversify the guys that you're taking. So I want to take Tyreek Hill because I've taken Cooper Kupp more often. So, well, first 2 picks just as expected. No surprise there. We're going to come in here. We're going to go ahead and take Tyreek Hill. We're not going to be mad at all. That's a great spot to be in the first place. So now Cooper Kupp, also a normal pick. I would expect McCaffrey and Kelsey to go in the next 2 picks. Doesn't matter which is first. But that's just what I would expect. Yep, there's McCaffrey. Let's see what this guy takes. He might go off and take Diggs or Brown if he wants to be special. I would expect Eckler to start falling a little bit, not too much. Maybe he'll still go in the top 9, I would expect. Yep. See, there goes Kelsey. This is a normal start to the fantasy drafts here on Underdog. This is like what we expect to see every time. Once they update the ADP again, I would expect Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp to move past Christian McCaffrey. Once you get to pick number 7, I feel like that's the tier drop-off. See, this guy's going to go with Diggs. That's another one that most people go with. I would expect this guy to go with A.J. Brown next. Oh, Austin Eckler? Then now it would be A.J. Brown or Bijan or C.D. Lamb. Those should be the next tier of guys that are up. As expected, there goes A.J. Brown. But if we take a look for guys coming back around to us, we're going to hope a guy like Chris Olave, since we got those 3 receivers that you need to start every week, if we can land a guy like Chris Olave, we're going to be very happy. Same thing if we can somehow manage to get Patrick Mahomes. Having a top-tier quarterback, it ultimately raises your ceiling for these drafts, and the highest possible ceiling for the puppy draft, because it's first place gets $75,000. You want to have the highest possible ceiling so you can win that big tournament at the end. So we're going to be looking for guys that have the most possible points that you can get. We're not going to be looking to take safe guys as much as we can. It's like Patrick Mahomes, yes, he's obviously safe, but he has the upside to be the quarterback 1 every single week, and as projected, he should be every week. All right, so guys going off the board, C.D. Lamb, I was expected. Like I said, he was the end of the tier drop-off. Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra. Those 2, Devontae Adams, Waddle, and Chubb, those are like the next tier that I would say. So like this guy at the 12, starting off with Garrett Wilson and Amon-Ra is not a bad start. C.D. Lamb and Waddle is not a bad start as well. I would be happy with those guys. This guy, if I'm him, he took a running back already. I would probably take Devontae Adams. Okay, so he's going to go with 2 running backs, and he's just going to hammer receivers late. Another not-so-bad strategy, but you'll see later on that running backs will fall later in the rounds, and we should be fine being able to land running backs later. So it's probably going to be unlikely that we land a guy like Olave or Mahomes, especially considering this guy coming up is Travis Kelce. I would not be surprised if he tries to stack Kelce with Mahomes. That's a no-brainer in my opinion. This guy has a receiver. He can go either way. I would say probably Saquon would be the next best pick for him. He took Chris Olave. Well, that's unfortunate. He took our guy, but we're up. Yep, there's Mahomes. I told you, he got Mahomes and Kelsey. So we're up in the next 3 picks. Honestly, if I'm happy with either Saquon, Smith, or Higgins, I'm happy with any of those three. I'm assuming this guy will probably take receiver, and then this guy will probably take Saquon. But if we land Saquon here, that'll be very great. That'll be, oh wow, Jalen Hurts. So now we have a choice if we want to take Saquon here or Devontae Smith. Saquon has fallen this far. I think it's going to be in our best interest to take him. I don't like taking running backs this early in the drafts, but I feel like Saquon, like I said, Saquon's just fallen this far. Like, there's not going to be many people with the combination of Tyreek Hill and Saquon Barkley. Devontae Smith went right after, so that's good for us to know that we were contemplating between the two best players available. We weren't looking for anybody else. Tony Pollard, I'm going to say if we can land Josh Allen here, that would be not a bad choice. Like I was saying with Mahomes and Hurts earlier, like having that upside at quarterback every week to possibly get the best quarterback would be a great option. And this guy goes DK Metcalf, perfect. We're going to go Josh Allen, the Stallion, and we're going to have a nice top three. Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, and Tyreek Hill. I think that's a very good start to our draft. I would have liked to have had another receiver, but like I was saying earlier, Saquon just he fell so far. See, he usually goes up to 3 picks earlier, which is a lot to deal with in these first couple rounds. I think we got Josh Allen around ADP. Yeah, we got Josh Allen at just that ADP, so that wasn't bad at all. Okay, next up, Mark Andrews went. Same thing with the tight end position as it is with quarterback. If you can have a high-end quarterback or a high-end tight end, you're going to be your ceiling every week is going to be that much higher. So a lot of the times I like to find myself taking a tight end and a quarterback early and then just hammering middle round running backs, receivers, just shooting for upside with like guys that'll eventually take over and things along that nature. All right, Ramondre Stevenson, another solid pick. I would expect Jacobs and Breece Hall to go. I would probably expect Lamar Jackson to go soon as well. Yep, just right on cue. There goes Breece Hall. This guy was like similar to us as a running back receiver. Like I said, taking Lamar Jackson here for him would not be bad at all. But then he could always go take another receiver like he does with Deebo Samuel. And most of these guys on Underdog, like I think Underdog has like one of the best sets of ADP because these guys are so experienced, and I feel like these are a lot of top tier fantasy players simply because they're spending money on drafts now and it's only July. So like I was saying before, there goes Lamar Jackson. Again, not surprised. These high-end quarterbacks, they go early and often. And now quarterbacks don't show up for a while, but I would assume Joe Burrow goes in the next round. Najee Harris, that's a good pick. I really like Najee Harris, but I would much rather have Jacobs over Najee. Like, I think Najee's going to be great this year, but I would so much rather be in this guy's position, Blizz, with Jacobs. That's a nice land for his team to fall for that ADP. All right, this guy. If I'm this guy, I might take Jahmyr Gibbs, take a shot on him, but I think he's going to go one running back, one receiver. I think he'll keep his team the most balanced. Probably a guy like Keenan Allen and Jahmyr Gibbs. Calvin Ridley, that works too. Yep, just what I was saying. Running back, one receiver. Now he's got three receivers and one running back is a great start for him. He's going to worry about QB and tight end later. It's all up to preference. You got to see where the ADP falls and what's going to be the best option for your team. You can't just come into the draft with one strategy and stay locked in no matter what, because you got to see what other people do before you can fully decide which route you're going to take. But this Blizz guy, I actually want to take a look at his team. I think he's got a pretty solid team. Let's see what this Blizz guy has. He's got Jacobs, CeeDee Lamb, Waddle, and Keenan Allen. That's a very good start to his team. If I'm him, I would be very happy right now. Travis Etienne, that's another guy I really love this year. I think he's going to break out. I'm not buying he's not going to be a workhorse. Like, Doug Peterson's a good coach. He's going to get that team right like he did last year. I'm expecting a very big year out of Etienne and everybody on the Jacksonville offense. All right, so we're coming up here again in 5 picks. I'm not going to take Burrow. We already have our top-end quarterback. I don't love the receivers in this range, and sadly it's looking like the receivers are going to go too fast. Like, if we have to, we'll take Terry McLaurin. I think he's a solid pick. Okay, Mixon, that's good. So now we can land one of these top 3 receivers. If I had to pick, I would probably take them in order how they are right now with Watson, London, McLaurin. But I do like I think all 3 of them are okay. I'm not huge on Watson, but like I was saying earlier, he's the one with the high upside for these picks. He's going to have some big weeks. That's going to help your team. Oh, there goes Burrow. So now we'll even get to pick between two of the guys, at least, of who we want. Drake London. Okay, so Christian Watson and Terry McLaurin. I think ultimately we're going to go with Christian Watson, like I was saying, because he has that high upside on a weekly basis where he can go score a bunch of touchdowns. We're just going to have to hope that him and Jordan Love have that good connection this year and they keep working on it together. All right, coming around next round. Actually, not Deontay. That is way too high for him. Yep, Terry McLaurin. Again, same thing happened as before. Watson and McLaurin were the 2 guys we were between. Very happy that he went off the board right after us. I mean, other than the fact that he could have fallen to us. But I think the next guy I'm going to be looking for is Christian Kirk. Like I was saying earlier with the Jacksonville offense, I think Christian Kirk is going to still have a big part in the offense, even though he was a little bit shorter of a leash last year. Or he had a lot more points last year. With Calvin Ridley coming in, his role could be reduced a little bit, but I still think he's going to be very good. Dang, that's unfortunate. Christian Kirk went. So the next guy we're going to be looking for is Brandon Ayuk. I would not expect this guy to take another receiver considering he already has 4. So I think we should be pretty locked and loaded to get Ayuk. Not a guy I'm in love with this year, but a guy that I will take at ADP. And perfect. We will take Brandon Ayuk. If I didn't have a quarterback, I would love to take Justin Fields here. He's got that high. He especially has the high ceiling every week with his rushing ability. A guy that could go out and score 40 points at any given time for you. Deontay Johnson right afterwards. He's another guy that I was looking at. So TJ Hawkinson was another one I was slightly considering in my head simply because, like I was saying earlier, the high tight ends. I just don't think TJ Hawkinson has like the high tight end or the high upside every week. He just feels like a safer option to me, which would, I would say, help us get to the tournament at the end of the year. But still, like, he's not the most flashy pick. Like, he's just a safe tight end, I think. Like, I would rather wait around and, I mean, Kittle probably won't be there, but we can wait around, maybe land him. If not, we'll be shooting on different guys later on. Like, Dallas Goedert's not a bad choice. Darren Waller's a little risky, but... So since we have avoided tight ends for a little bit, unless we get, like, Kittle to fall to us next round, we're probably going to end up taking, like, 3 tight ends at the end. Another thing about Underdog drafts is that since this is best ball, there's no trades, there's no pickups every week, so you're drafting a deeper team. And the deeper teams allow you for your upside to go. Well, there goes Justin Fields. Well, the deeper teams, so when you have bye weeks, the software will automatically set the roster for you with the best team, with the highest possible output of points. So I can draft guys like Tyreek Hill, Christian Watson. I can take guys like Tyler Lockett later, like Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Guys like, I'm not sure who else, but like other guys like high upside like that. Like they can explode off for a long touchdown and be a great fantasy option for that week. And I don't have to worry about picking which one. Donovan Peoples-Jones, he's another one that can catch the long touchdown for you. But I don't have to pick like who I think is going to score a touchdown like I would in a normal fantasy league. I just draft them on my team and the software will do it for me. But so guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba just went. I think that's a good pick. Jason, he might not be very good to start the year, but I think like towards the year as it goes on, he could end up being a great pick. And for that big tournament at the end of the year, which is the most important, where you make all your money, he could be starting to cook right at the end of the tournament when people need it the most. Man, this sucks. With the recent news of DeAndre Hopkins signing with Tennessee, I really love Treylon Burks as a player. I think he's going to be phenomenal. I can't find myself taking him here. It's a little bit too early for me. Another guy I love, Jahan Dotson, Jordan Addison. I love those guys a lot more than Kadarius Toney. Oh, that's a shame. Mike Evans just went. But you see, all these receivers are flying off the board. We're going to be able to get our second running back here if we want in Madison or Miles Sanders. I feel like are better options. Cam Akers, I think, is okay. He's really risky. But in this format, oh, there goes Kittle. That stinks. But in this format, you also want to be looking at your bye weeks a lot more than a normal fantasy draft simply because you need those points every single week. So you can ultimately get to the fantasy championship weekend for this big tournament. All right. So we're coming up in 5 picks again. We can start to get our guys together. Miles Sanders is probably the highest guy we're looking for. Dameon Pierce's guy, don't hate taking a look at. Honestly, I'm guessing Miles Sanders is probably going to go. So we're going to be looking to take Jahan Dotson, I think would be our next best option. Like I said, I love Treylon Burks, but this ADP is just too high. I would expect within the next couple weeks this ADP is going to start to fall a lot with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. And there goes Jordan Addison. Just, all right. I mean, we might get lucky and Miles Sanders could fall. There goes Dotson. That stinks. Really hope Miles Sanders falls to us here. It'd be a great pick for us because we're getting him behind ADP. Not a lot of teams will have this configuration that we have. That really stinks. All right, so we're going to have to pivot here. I think I don't want to take the risk with Cam Akers. I just feel like, I don't know. I kind of think I want to take a piece of Dameon Pierce. I don't have him a lot in drafts, but they didn't take much competition for him. I mean, I don't really believe in Devin Singletary being that much competition for him. But I'm going to look to get Dallas Goedert coming up. I think, none of these guys have quarterback. He just took Darren Waller over Dallas Goedert. So I'm praying that we can get Dallas Goedert next. I don't think this guy will take him. Trevor Lawrence, that's a solid pick. Gabe Davis. Okay, great. Gabe Davis, he's another one of those guys that's like high upside, great for these underdog teams. Taking a look at him wouldn't have been bad either. Dave Montgomery, perfect. All right, we're going to take Dallas Goedert here. He's a little bit of a higher tight end, so we might take 3 tight ends if we take 2 guys really, really late, or we might just take 1 if we take like another solid tight end later. But now we have, for the most part, our whole roster filled out other than a flex option, which is fine. The only bye weeks that match up too, I think, are just Saquon and Josh Allen. All the other bye weeks, and Tyreek Hill and Dallas Goedert, but that's not a big deal. Just mostly within position groups. Like, you don't want to have, like, your top 2 running backs with the same bye week. That would be pretty rough. You would be relying on all backups that week, and that might hurt your chances of making it to the final tournament at the end. But I'm really liking how our team's shaping up right now. I think we're in a good spot as it is. Still got, 11 more rounds to go. I'm liking how our team's looking. There goes Treylon Burks. See, that still might even be, too early for me. I don't know. I've taken him in a bunch of other drafts, which stinks for all my other teams that have him already. I got him earlier than what he will be going, but like I said, I still think the breakout's coming this year. He's primed up, ready. I really hope that Will Levis gets a shot, too, in Tennessee, especially with now DeAndre Hopkins signing. Will Levis could find himself in a very nice situation if he can get that starting job over Tannehill. I really think he's got a good shot. I was a little lower on him coming off him being drafted lower in the draft, not in the first round. I was really kind of scared since most people pegged him to be a top 10, top 15 pick. But the Titans still moved up in the draft to go get him. I still think he could have a good option. He could be a good option for, especially super flex teams. I'm taking a shot on Will Levis. These underdog drafts, there has been some super flex drafts that I've drafted, and I've taken Will Levis in probably a good majority of them because I think he's got a chance to play this year. And if he plays and shows out, that'd be a great pick that I got in the 12th round. But this isn't super flex, so we'll focus back in on this draft. There is Tony, Bateman, Swift, Rashad White. This guy only has 1 running back. He just took Tua. His first running back is Rashad White, and he's got 6 receivers and Tua. Really interesting. All right, this guy coming up, he's probably going to look to tight end or another receiver, if I had to guess. Deshaun Watson's another quarterback I like taking in these drafts. He's a pretty risky pick, but you saw what he did when he was healthy the first time around. Not last year, but a few years back, he was one of the top 5 quarterbacks every year. And look at that, right on cue, that's where he goes. I think Deshaun Watson is going to bounce back. I think the Browns, I think the Browns could honestly find themselves into a playoff spot this year. I know they're in a pretty tough division, but that's just what I think. I think Elijah Moore was also a big pickup for that offense. I think he could find himself into a nice workload for them. All right, so we're up here in 4 picks. Right now, guys, I'm mostly looking for receivers. Like I said, receivers are harder to come by in these. So I'm looking for Zay Flowers, Jameson Williams, and Javonte Williams. So the reason we're going to be looking for a guy like Jameson Williams, right? Yes, he's suspended the first 6 weeks. He's not going to be helping our team out the first 6 weeks. But like I was saying before, if we can just make it to that tournament at the end of the year, Jameson Williams is a guy that can catch that 70-yard touchdown and spike your team for the entire week and win you the week by himself. He can get that high upside, those points for our team that we need. And I'm going to go with Jameson Williams. It's like I said, it's a risky pick, but he's got that high upside for the tournament that we really need. One of the other guys for this channel, Colin, he really loves Jameson Williams. This is one of his favorite players. He really thinks the big breakout's coming, and I could really see it. So another guy I like taking in this range is Javonte Williams. At this point, I'm not going to go with Javonte Williams simply because we took our riskier guy with Jameson Williams. So I'm going to pivot to a guy like Dalvin Cook, who, yes, he's not signed yet. He is also still a little bit risky, but, I have confidence he's going to sign. I really think he's going to sign with Miami. I think that would be the best for him. Considering Miami is bye week 10, taking a look at our running backs, that doesn't collide with them, which is good. Yes, Jameson Williams and Ayuk have the same bye week, which sucks a little bit, and Watson's on bye when Jameson is still under suspension. But I'm not worried about that. Still, we're going to find other receivers later. There's still plenty of time. We still got 9 more rounds to go. We're going to have I would say we're probably going to take around like 7 to 8 receivers, and we'll have 7 or 8 total. So we'll have 3 more receivers on our roster, which hopefully don't have the same bye weeks. We'll be fine with that. Probably take another 1 to 2 tight ends maybe. Probably only going to take 1 quarterback. A guy I like taking a shot on is Kyler Murray. I think if he could come back and healthy, again, he's going late in these drafts. He's got high upside. If he comes back healthy, he could be a really nice piece to add. Not as much for a team like mine, we already have Josh Allen, but like these other teams that are going to be starting, like Dak Prescott or Anthony Richardson, that are up. But Kyler Murray is a great option later. Running backs, I still like Saquon. I like Pierce. I like Cook. I probably want to take another running back soon. And we can go either way. Running back, receiver, I feel like are still the 2 biggest needs. But if a guy like Freiermuth falls, which he shouldn't, considering we're 12 picks away, if a guy like Freiermuth falls, we're definitely going to take him. I think that's a smash pick. Other than that, I guess we can look for a guy like Rashad Penny. I think he's got some solid touchdown upside every week. Another guy I really like is Damian Harris. I think he's got a lot of touchdown upside every week. I think Damian Harris could ultimately be similar to Jamal Williams was last year, where he finds his way into the end zone for 13 times. I forget exactly what his number were. Oh, there goes Freiermuth. But yeah, Jamal Williams flopped into the end zone a few times. Wow, here we see a bunch of quarterbacks going. But yeah, so this guy took Richardson, and he took a second quarterback, Geno Smith, because Richardson's his upside guy and Geno Smith's his safe guy. I think that's a great strategy for him. He probably hammered the rest of his team all the way along, and the rest of his team is looking good. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Geno Smith went with Freiermuth. This guy's Richardson. He just took Rashad Penny. That's unfortunate. But that's another strat I'd like to do, is fade quarterback and then take a high upside guy like Anthony Richardson. Take that Geno Smith and take a Kyler Murray. You got 3 guys. You got 2 high upside. You got 1 safe guy. You should never be in trouble with bye weeks as long as those guys don't have the same buys. And you have a good shot of hitting one of those high upside guys since you take 2. And things like that. I think that's a great strategy as well. I just prefer taking the quarterback early in these drafts, simply because Josh Allen can go out and get me 30 points. He should get at least 20 points every single week, in my opinion. So, getting lower in the draft, Daniel Jones, not a bad option. We could take him to just pair with Josh Allen and then just say, oh, never mind. So here, Daniel Jones, Josh Allen, they have the same bye week. Normally I would consider this, but since they have the same bye week, and I wouldn't want to take another quarterback the rest of the draft. I don't want to do that because I'll have to waste another pick. So I'm not going to be taking Daniel Jones under any circumstances here. All right, we're one pick away. I'm really hoping we can land Damian Harris here. I think that'd be a nice pick. Unfortunately, he's got the same bye as Saquon, but I think that's okay. His touchdown upside, he could luck into the lineup if he lands in the end zone a few times. Also, he's got a stack with Josh Allen. If Josh Allen dumps it off to him for a touchdown, that's even more points for us, and I would love that a ton. So another guy here with high upside like Rondale Moore. I feel like these two guys, Darnell Mooney and Rondale Moore, they're not going to be in the best offense. I don't really believe in Justin Fields as a passer, but I just think Darnell Mooney could be getting a ton of targets. Like, yes, DJ Moore just added into the offense, but Darnell Mooney's now going in the 12th or the 11th round. Like, to me, I think that's a good price to pay for Darnell Mooney. I would be perfectly fine here taking either Mooney or Rondale Moore. I would probably want to take Rondale Moore just because of bye week 13 is going to be a little tougher for me to deal with. But yeah, I could take Dalton Kincaid and stack with Josh Allen again too. That might not be a bad option. Oh, I was scrolled down really far. Romeo Doubs not a guy I believe in. Khalil Herbert don't really believe in. I could take Rodgers, Jacoby Myers, Jamal Williams. No, not really guys that I'm looking forward to. Like, I would rather take Darnell Mooney or Rondale Moore over all these guys here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to roll with my rankings, roll with my guns. I'm going to take Rondale Moore here. He's another guy, he's another guy that could benefit from Kyler. Like, if I can land Kyler later, I'll land that upside play, especially Josh Allen has bye week 13. Kyler Murray, if he's got 12 weeks to recover before he comes back and just plays week 13 for me, I'm perfectly happy with that. And I would stack him with Rondale Moore. Yes, I understand Hollywood Brown's the wide receiver one, but Rondale Moore with his upside, with his speed and explosiveness, he could take it to the crib on any play on any ball that he catches. So I like his play. He's another one I think he's just going to be like a target hog. Like, they're going to try to get him the ball behind line of scrimmage. They're going to run a lot of screen passes for him, or even like some jet sweeps maybe. Like, I think the coaching staff in Arizona is going to have to be creative with how they try to get Rondale Moore the ball. They're going to have to do the same thing with Hollywood Brown, especially if they're starting Colt McCoy at quarterback or whoever they have at backup. I just think Rondale Moore could have a solid chance. All right, Jacoby Myers, Khalil Herbert, Michael Gallup, Darnell Mooney. There goes Darnell Mooney. See, if we could have been at this spot and taken Darnell Mooney, that wouldn't be bad at all. See, Rondale Moore probably would have been going in this spot. Like, we reached on him a little bit, but honestly, I think it was worth it. Like, we got 7 picks before ADP. I don't think that's that bad of a reach, honestly. We're shooting for our upside. We're going with our guys. That's what we're looking for. That's all. Okonkwo, Kincaid. So those are those guys' first tight ends. That's, like, really risky. They're going to have to take at least 3 tight ends. Rodgers, Goff. Okay, Russ, for looking for a backup quarterback, I do like Russ as well. Let's keep our eye on Kyler Murray. Okay, where's he at? We might have to take him closer to our next option, which kind of stinks, but I don't know. We got to go get our guy when we get our guy, especially pick 3. We're, like, kind of closer to the turn, but I think it's still going to be good. Jaylen Warren, he's a good handcuff to have. I told you earlier I'm a big believer in Najee Harris, but if he does go down for a period of time, Jaylen Warren's going to be that guy in the backfield. He's going to get some good touches. Okay, let's see. We got 4 running backs on the squad. We got 5 receivers I'm feeling pretty solid with. This might be the time to go take another tight end or another quarterback. I would say probably another tight end would be first up on our list, just because I believe in Allen a little more than I believe in Goddard. But that's okay. Marvin Mims. It's just, Marvin Mims not a guy I'm too high on. Like, I believe in Russ this year, but I still like Tim Patrick. I think he's going to be good. Sutton and Judy are definitely over Mims. Like, I don't see, yeah, he's a rookie. He's got a chance, but I don't see Mims' path to success that fast, honestly. All right, listen, if a guy like Dalton Schultz falls here, I think that'll be perfect for us to take as our second tight end if it. Another guy that I love taking, tight end late, where is he? Taysom Hill. He's another guy I love taking late rounds because, you know, he could have some of those weeks where he plays tight end and he plays quarterback and he scores a few touchdowns, passing or running or receiving. Like, him being at the tight end spot could really help us out. It's good. You can take Tyler Higbee over Dalton Schultz. Oh, wow. Well, I was talking about reaching on Kyler Murray, and this guy already took him. Well, it stinks that we're not going to be able to get him, but that's okay. We're going to go with our guy, Dalton Schultz. We're going to grab our second tight end, and they don't have the same bye as Dallas Goedert. Perfect. Now with our pick coming up, we could look to take another running back or receiver. Kendre Miller's, I think he'll be good. If Alvin Kamara gets suspension, Kendre Miller can find his way. He's going to have to fight Jamal Williams, but I think Kendre Miller could have a shot, and he could be a nice takeover back. He's a rookie. You got to take shots in this mode. He's a rookie with a shot. Adam Thielen, that's unfortunate. He's a good pick. I think he'll be solid for Carolina. Rashee Rice, yeah, he plays in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes. Not huge on him. I really like Roschon Johnson. I think he could have a shot to break out. Here's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. But yeah, I think we should be looking more for a receiver. But honestly, I think I'm gonna roll with Kendre here if we get him at our pick, and then we might just not touch running back the rest of the way. Maybe grab one more guy super late, but then we might take Kendre Miller next pick and then not touch anymore. And we can pray a guy like Taysom Hill falls. That sucks. They took Kendre Miller right before us. All right, that's fine. We're just gonna have to pivot. We could take Roschon by week 13. That's gonna be rough. I don't think it's worth it. I think we just go to another receiver with upside. Jonathan Mingo. I prefer Adam Thielen a lot more, but as we were saying before, rookies, they got a shot. They got an open path to receptions. We're going to take this chance. Jonathan Mingo, I don't love his prospect profile coming out of college, but he goes to a team that needs weapons, needs receivers. They just traded DJ Moore away. He could find himself into that time where he gets, let's say, 80 targets a year, which wouldn't be bad. He could provide some good fantasy weeks for us. All we need, look, him being, he's probably our wide receiver 6, right? By week 7. So he doesn't have share bye week with any of these guys. At worst, we need him to be our receiver 4 when it comes to bye week 9. Or when it comes to bye week 6. And he can be a receiver 4, possibly a flex play. So if we get any weeks out of him, we're happy with that. That's all. We're just going to take the chance and hope it sticks. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, those guys with high upside can catch that long bomb touchdown. There they are. All right, so we only got 4 picks left. So if we go over our checklist, we need to hammer down. We need to hammer down another quarterback because we need at least have one for that bye week 13. We could possibly look at taking another tight end. We might honestly just take one more of each position. I think would be probably the best option. Or we could maybe not. Yeah, I think since we took Jameson Williams and we have that risk, I think we do want to take another receiver as well and another running back. So we at least have 3 running backs right now that should all be getting touches every week. Dalvin Cook, once he signs, he should be getting touches every week, if I had to guess. So I think we're going to be looking to take one more of each position. And tight end would be the least of my worries. If I get Taysom Hill, that makes me happy. If I don't get Taysom Hill, then I might not take another tight end. And that's okay, because we got 2 solid guys already. So I'm going to be looking to take quarterback later. I guess if Roschon's here, we'd probably go with him. Either Roschon or Taysom Hill next. Those are probably our next 2 highest priorities. Roschon, by week 13, still sucks, but might have to take it. Rashid Shaheed is another guy I like taking a shot on. New Orleans. If we could land Derek Carr, get those like a stack with some of those guys, would not be bad. Derek Carr's a backup quarterback would be good. I do like Matt Stafford as back quarterback too. Jordan loves a chance. But it's all chance. I mean, I do like Kenny Pickett too. He's not bad. I'm not a big Brock Purdy guy, but once we get down this low, it's not really too much. Paris Campbell's a guy I like taking a shot on late. Giants don't have a ton of receiving options. Yes, they just have newly acquired Darren Waller. They have their plethora of mid receivers with Isaiah Hodgins. They got the rookie Jalen Hyatt. I think he could have a good chance. But ultimately, the Giants' receiving core is that's an offense that I like taking shots on because you don't know who's gonna get the reps every week, and it seems like a lot of people get injured in that Giants' offense receiving core. So it's worth taking a chance because if you guys get injured, you can luck your way into some good weeks from those guys. And I think it's worth the chance. All right, we're coming up. We're 3 picks away. There goes Derek Carr. But we're in the next 3 picks. We should get a guy like either Matt Stafford. Okay, never mind. I'm just hoping this guy doesn't take Taysom Hill. He's really what I'm hoping to be. Nice. Okay, Bryce Young, not a bad pick for him. I'm going to take Taysom Hill, and we're going to turn off tight ends. We're not going to be looking for tight ends at all the rest of the draft. Next, we're going to hope for a guy like Rashid Shaheed. I like his upside on a week-to-week basis. Kenneth Gainwell's not bad here. Pickett's not bad. Honestly, these top 4 guys, don't hate them. I told you I like Roshan, but there's a very possible chance that Donta Foreman gets the work. But also, Khalil Herbert gets the work, too. The Bears' backfield's wide open. I think Khalil Herbert's going to be the starter, as he should be, because of what he's done in the past. Jaden Reed, not a bad choice. But yeah, I'm going to be looking for one of these top 4 guys here. One of these characters. Actually, probably not Donta Foreman. Same problem with Roshan. He just has that bye week 13, which we already have 2 running backs with that bye, which stinks. But Rashid Shaheed would provide another source of that upside for us in our receiving room, which would not be bad. Tyquan Thornton's a guy like that too. Isaiah Hodgins. Okay. All right, so yeah, we're going to roll with Rashid Shaheed here. We're just going to fade quarterback even more. We already have Josh Allen. There's no need to take a quarterback until even the last round just to fill our bye week. As long as Josh Allen doesn't get hurt, this team's going to be fine with the quarterback position. But I mean, if Josh Allen gets hurt, yeah, we're going to lose the league. No shocker there. So we might as well just build around the team as if he doesn't get hurt, because if he gets hurt, we already know we're going to lose anyway. So I'm going to take quarterback with my last pick. I'm not actually sure who's going to be there. Let's see. What we got? Wow, these guys actually okay, yeah. Pickett, Stroud, Howell. I'm fine with taking any of these guys. Howell's riskier, but Pickett and Stroud would be the 2 ideal. One of those guys would be ideal for me. Mac Jones, not bad. Desmond Ridder has the upside. I don't necessarily need Desmond Ridder. I kind of just want a safe guy, just for a safety blanket for that 1 week that he's on bye. So that's why I look to a guy like Pickett, who I think he could have a good breakout incoming. All right, we're 14 picks away. We're coming up to the end of the draft, though. Let me know if you guys enjoy this, if you want to see more drafts like this in the future. I'm glad to do more. I also want to go over my team in my family league or my friends league with you guys, which will be at some point. But yeah, just for starting off, wanted to do a mock draft. I feel like these drafts are just a great way to chill back and talk some ball with the boys, see what's going on, What are you doing? All right, Donta Foreman, Paris Campbell went, and Kenny Pickett. That stinks. So, one of our quarterback targets went off the board. That's unfortunate. We still got Stroud here, which might not be bad. We might be able to take him. Actually, I think we got 3 picks left, so we can take another quarterback, another running back, maybe one more receiver. Might just take 2 running backs to be safe. Take a couple handcuffs. If the guy in front of them goes down, you have a good back. a guy like Chase Brown. Like, if Mixon ever gets hurt, Chase Brown should find himself a very nice workload. Or we could take another shot on Zeke, who's like not signed, or Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, like these guys that aren't signed. Well, here's Jalen Hyatt, just the guy I was talking about earlier. He's a guy I like taking a chance on. John Mechie. Let me know what you guys think about John Mechie. I don't know how to feel about him, like coming off his disease. Obviously, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard for him to start. But Houston needs weapons. I like Nico Collins the best in that. Even Robert Woods again, like same thing with Houston. Like, I think Robert Woods, he's probably at this point he's towards his way of washed. Don't think he's gonna be scoring many fantasy points, but I think it's just a chance in this. It's like John Mechie, I think he's got a shot. I will say there's definitely a chance that he could find himself into some work. I personally believe in Tank Dell, the rookie they drafted, and he was either the second or third round. I think he was second round, but either second or third round. I think Tank Dell's got a good chance. Xavier Hutchinson, that other rookie they drafted, I don't think he's bad either. I think both of those guys could be pretty solid for them. All right, there goes Chase Brown. That stings, but it's fine. We're going to take C.J. Stroud. Got another quarterback. It's good for us. And look at that, another stack. We got him and Dameon Pierce, which is pretty solid to me. Now we're just going to come back here with our last two picks. Got to look to take a running back. I would say probably another running back as well, just to be safe, considering we already have 7 receivers. We got 2 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. I think two more running backs will probably round out our roster the best. Now, they might not be the best here. I really don't like any of these guys. Maybe Ty Chandler. He's another one of those handcuffs to Alexander Madison. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I still, as bad as he's been, I don't hate him in these underdog drafts. I really think like he could have a chance. They used that high draft pick on him a few years ago. And Isaiah Pacheco was a 7th round pick. I don't know. They could replace Pacheco, and I think that Clyde Edwards-Helaire could possibly have another shot in the NFL. Even if he gets cut by the Chiefs, he could go find somewhere else and maybe get another chance where he lucks himself into a receiving role. I don't know. This year, his upside's there, though. Dang, there goes Ty Chandler. I really don't like Jeff Wilson. I really don't like Gus Edwards. Yeah, I think this is a little bit earlier than I was wanting to take him, but I think we're just going to have to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. It feels gross, but we're going to have to go with him. All right, and then our last pick, we're just going to be looking for a running back, most likely. God, these guys really not it. I guess if Jeff Wilson's still there, we'll take him. I guess. Leonard Fournette. I don't like Pierre Strong. Zamir White could find himself into a nice role if Josh Jacobs continues to hold out. I really don't know about that, though. Yeah, just going to look to take out this last running back and round out the rest of the team. But let's take a look at the team one last time before we end here. So we got starting quarterback Josh Allen with backup C.J. Stroud. Pretty good quarterback room. I think we're going to be scoring top 3-4 quarterback points every week. Josh Allen's really safe, really high upside at the same time. Great asset to have. Running back room, Saquon Barkley, Dameon Pierce, Dalvin Cook, Damian Harris, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Mostly a 4-headed guy running back room that we're looking at. Yes, we got a shot on Clyde. We got a shot on another running back that we'll take in the next round. But Saquon, he's going to be our heavy hitter. And Pierce, Cook, and Harris should be able to fill out the other running back spot every single week. Like I said earlier, I expect Dalvin Cook to get signed by Miami. Or he's going to be signed somewhere else at least. He's not just going to be at home this year, just chilling on the couch watching on Sundays. He's going to be playing on some team. And even if it's not at the start of the year, he will be signed at some point when one team's running back one goes down. It's just happening. He's going to be on one team. So I feel confident with him and Dameon Pierce and Damian Harris to fill out the second running back and possibly sometimes to fill out the flex when it happens. All right, then let's go. Look at the receiver room. Tyreek Hill, Christian Watson, Brandon Ayuk, Jameson Williams. Rondale Moore, Jonathan Mingo, Rashid Shaheed. Okay. So we got Tyreek Hill, our certified wide receiver 1. Every week, he's going to be in this lineup. You know that. Christian Watson, he's a little bit more boom or bust, but we'll take his up weeks and his down weeks. I think we're going to be able to live with. Brandon Ayuk, I think he's another safer option. So those weeks that Christian Watson doesn't get hit, Brandon Ayuk should be able to pick up the slack. J-Mo, he's another high upside pick. J-Mo's another high upside pick. He could have some really big weeks, like I said, when he scores that 70-yard touchdown. Same with Rondale Moore. Same with Rashid Shaheed. Those guys, we're just hoping that like one of those guys hits every week, and we're happy. Jonathan Mingo, we're just hoping he gets a bunch of targets. Like I said, we're looking for all upside. That's why we take rookies or guys that are still young and still have room for improvement, still can catch the deep ball. And then lastly, our tight end room, Dallas Goedert, Dalton Schultz, and Taysom Hill. I feel really confident in this tight end room. Dallas Goedert should be your tight end most weeks. Dalton Schultz, I feel like he's going under the radar. I didn't even realize also, Schultz is stacked with Dameon Pierce and C.J. Stroud. If Houston Texans offense ends up being better than what we expect, it could be pretty nice for them. But yeah, I really like this tight end room. I think it's going to be pretty solid for them, for us. I think we'll be able to score some good points with them. All right, well, the team's looking pretty solid. We got our last pick coming up in a couple spots. I'm just hoping we can roll with Zamir White. He's probably our best option. But, yeah, there we go. We're going to take Zamir White. He's got bye week 13, but since he's the last pick, like, we don't worry about that as much. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of the squad. And we'll catch you the next time. We're going to be doing some more of these drafts later on. Hopefully releasing more videos out here soon. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your day.